Oke, halo apa kabar semuanya? Kembali lagi bersama saya Ripscarlet dan kali ini kita mau lanjut main Final Fantasy 16. Jadi kita langsung saja lanjut, gak usah banyak cincong. Gak usah banyak cincong, aku masih ngesetting juga goblok. Ntar ya.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
That broom's as ragged as...
So Mather's all right. What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that, just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Right. Well, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. But with the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorize, and perhaps I can.
Dari sendiri ya.
Oh, Clive! Welcome.
Does...
Oh, business is... Still. Words. Your benefactors are a generous lot. All yours. Here you are. I gave you that one, didn't I? I don't have that one. You do.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Oh. So. Oh. Sin. But he's...
Lihat di mana sih? Lihat di mana sih?
Here
Halo?
you go.
Star atau gimana?
Seen enough?
Oh, status 69058 69.000.
Here for
Side
another of
quest
my lectures.
lagi.
Allow me to educate you. Here you are. I have the details here. Thus ends today's lesson.
Beneran dihabisin. Beneran dihabisin satu daerah.
I hear there's trouble in Reserve.
Awalnya aku gitu, Nyer. Aku lihat level sih. Kalau levelnya sama dengan atau lebih dari aku baru kelawan. Tapi kalau di bawah aku enggak. Iya sih. Tapi masih tetap juga dapat XP-nya.
Won't be long now, Martel. See, I
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah.
It's good to know.
Martel's pride and joy. I took it, and not only is it...
Impressive.
You popped you. You hear that?
Ya, muter barang lagi, ya Allah. Paling males aku quest kayak gini ya.
Martel would have
Menjalan
wanted
gitu,
the
gak ada
curse breakers to
musuh,
be first.
terus ngasih. Bangke. Dengan quest ini yang menantang.
Did you come through the forge today?
Ya sih. Emang bisa bikin pedang legendary? Bukannya harus final fantasi mode? Dr. Odim.
That room's as ragged as...
You two look like you could use something to eat. Here. Courtesy of Martel.
Marta.
Kuru kururing.
Others weren't so lucky though.
Kururing.
Blimey. Oh,
Hungry clock. Well, you got...
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's report.
Wariwan Nanji mawari.
And you say Sid built this place?
The curse breakers, they were clear.
they remember. I suppose she put when she
And through.
I. Oh,
By the
of course. They like your.
Kelar kah?
Just look at her. Isn't Martel in?
Kita berjalan, ya berjalan, ya berjalan. Tik 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 bunyi di atas genting. Pedangnya bunyi, tidak terkira.
Did you come through the forge today?
Cobalah tengok dahan dan ranting. Pedang-pedangnya bunyinya. Aku lagi live pula aku nyanyi. Tapi kan aku nggak nyebut merek, gak masalah. Ya kan bunyi suara kan banyak. Bunyi suara pedang kan serang, sering, swing. Oke. Bukan bunyi pedang yang lain di masa depan, itu beda anjir. Rosaria.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past.
If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of
We're not alone.
Time to fight.
Bluebird. Apa sih?
Let's go.
Nggak ada kotak anjir. Tenet. Lala.
To the south. That's where we're headed.
You can just make out the castle from here as well.
And yet it's a world away.
Mana, Pak?
No mistakes.
Walah.
Too slow. I needed that. Awaken wind.
Mati kau.
Come on. Faster. Time to fight.
Ra 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 ra. Bos meninggal. Teret, 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 teret.
Let's go. Yeah.
mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the...
You're a long way from home, aren't you? Keep to the roads now.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take them.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Even when they needed to.
We're going hunting for outlaws.
Come along now, before one of the boys starts thinking.
What did those knights want, Father?
2 more left to join the garrison this very morn. You seen them, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields, just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think they was the Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Lagi live aku nyari kemana cerita tidur. Oh Ongki, halo Ongki, apakah ini menjadi fantasi yang terakhir? Sampai kapankah perfantasian ini akan nyampe final? Sampai tamat. Yes. Untung aja suara kalian gak kedengarannya. What the fuck. Tolong, di sini aku mendengar suara aneh. Why we're still here, just to suffer.
That's a fair old scar.
Bro.
Fly, Ambrosia. This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Straight home now. Ever since the auditory, it seems they were echoed.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. I don't like it.
Apa? What the heck? Apa itu? Bisikan ke Scott, ada berapa banyak suara bisikan di kepalamu? Ada berapa ya? Ada dua sih. Dua setan jere.
That's all ready. More of my mother's men.
Teret, teret. Teret, teret. Teret, teret. Ambrosia. Ambrosia. Ya elah. Yeah. Dozuzuma muhen pajati das si Iqbal sama Mahen. Setidaknya dengar suara agak sepi dibanding di sini. Sepi toko cuma jiwa-jiwa tersesat ya lewat. Hai jiwa-jiwa tersesat. Apa tuh? Kenapa Torgal? Torgal gaguk-gaguk. Dasar Torgal anjing. Anjing. Torgal anjing. Torgal anjing. Hai. Entah kenapa suara gamenya telat di gua. Ya elah. Lagi dong, really? Ngapa sih ini? Telat kapal. Entah yang lain gimana. Ada suaranya gak, Bal? Ada. Gak ngerti aku apa. Sama Pak Haji. Apa ya? Coba aku colok cabut lah nih. Ini cardnya nih. Gak tahu sih ngapa dia. Kayak ini aneh banget. Masih enggak? Walaupun Lah kok. Aduh.